Good morning. It's me, Pearl from Pearl and the Prayers, and this is Tuned In Tarot. And we are here to look at the balance between the divine masculine and feminine aspects of energy inside of ourselves, understanding that whatever state we find this energy in, we can expect to see that reflected back to us in our interactions with others, in our external environment. And on Wednesdays, we look specifically at obstacles that need to be removed. Good morning. Thanks for joining. I hope you enjoy my sexy librarian look because that's the look today. I liked these classes a lot and I do like them. But I'm at that point, I remember my mom hitting where she was like, if I had to wear cat eye glasses when I was in high school, like that was her worst nightmare that she had to wear them. And then it was like cool for me. And so the same thing's happening where I was like, okay, these are cool. But like when I was a kid, these were not cool. They were not. Okay, but they are now. How does that work? All right, but they do look lovely. Whatever. Oh my god. Okay, let's remove some obstacles today. We're gonna start with divine masculine, mainly because I'm so amused by his obstacles. Um, so let's start with the general energy. You're gonna look at the top of the deck. Remember, during obstacle spread, we do head and heart at the same time. For the headspace today, for divine masculine, I'm using the Housewives Tarot, which is one of my favorites, and for the heart space, I'm using the Tattoo Tarot. They pair well together. Also, they were still on my desk. Let's be real. Okay. Um, this is such an interesting general energy. The general energy is the sun in the headspace, and in the heart space, the Page of Cups in reverse. And so the feeling of this is, I mean, the sun card is the most auspicious deck card in the deck. It's gonna be one of those days. I should have more coffee. Card in the deck. And when you get it, it's like, it's just as good as getting like the Nine of Cups energy. It's bliss and spiritual and material fulfillment kind of all in one. It represents the divine masculine energy at its best. And in this case, we're seeing that this happiness is coming from this union here. Because this doesn't have the typical imagery on it that we would normally see. We're seeing that there is this happiness, there's fulfillment, there's joy, and it's having to do with this union. And then the heart space is in this Page of Cups energy, which Page of Cups is a lot of things. It's about apologies, and it's about heartfelt, heart-centered love, true love, puppy love, young love. It can be about being mature. And with the reversal here, I feel like the heart space is feeling like there's a fear. It's like multi-layered. There's a fear that he's being immature in what he thinks it constitutes his happiness. So there's a fear about that. There's also just a true desire to not be so immature in regards to how he approaches this union or his fulfillment or this coupling. Like he wants to, age up, be like, this would be better to be the King of Cups. That King of Cups is page energy. So there's this feeling of like potentially fumbling his happiness because of his immaturity. And so remember, we're looking today at the obstacles. So this is the energy surrounding it. He's feeling like he is standing in the way through his inability to understand like how to approach with true heartfelt apologies, and just not feeling equipped, not feeling emotionally mature enough to be able to really have this kind of fulfillment. So that's the energy surrounding the obstacle. And then when we see the obstacle, Here's the obstacle. It's the freaking Page of Cups in reverse. I don't know if that's happened before in an obstacles reading, but it did today. So this fear in his heart space is his obstacle. In the head space, it is the Magician in reverse. So his obstacle is that his fear that he... I just put this back in my face. Sorry, it's supposed to be like this. But they're the same fucking card. It's crazy. Okay, let me change it to that. Okay, head space. His fear in the heart space, he's thinking about in his head space, right? So he's thinking that he is being emotionally immature and manipulative with this Magician energy. This is the obstacle. That because he feels insecure about how to approach or speak to this love or express it or apologize with it, or just simply do it because he's not really had this experience before, that fear and the thoughts that come from it cause him to go into this manipulation. He also feels powerless, as if this inner child never learned. And so if this child doesn't know, then he's sort of powerless. Like there's nothing he can do about it, kind of a feeling. So this is his obstacle. My obstacle is the person's horn going off outside today. We got to get through that obstacle this morning. Do this reading. Okay. Where did this block originate? This is just going to be one of those stupid ass readings, I can tell. Okay. The 10 of Swords, which we love this image from the Housewives Tarot because we're getting this pin cushion. We think all kinds of things here. There can be like, obviously being pinned down, being stuck. In traditional imagery, it's about betrayal. So it's like swords usually in your back. But here we're looking at being stuck or pinned down. So this is where this obstacle originates from. And the heart space, the death card in reverse. We keep seeing this motherfucking card. You gotta let this end, man, right? So that's the problem, okay? Being stuck and not able to end something in order to have a new beginning. So this feeling of childishness, immaturity, and this need for manipulation, or feeling like you can't manifest on your own, so you have to manipulate, it's coming from feeling stuck or pinned down or unable to end something, to transform some aspect of self and move on from that place. How is this currently manifesting in the 3D? If I didn't want communication so bad, I'd realize I didn't need it because I know all the answers. It's manifesting as the Hermit energy and the 9 of Wands, which is also the Hermit energy. Okay, so there's really good things about these cards. There's really annoying things about these cards because we've been alone for a long time. We're still alone, okay? But there's really good things about it. Number one, Divine Feminine is in her Hermit energy. She's keeping to herself. I guess she got tired of just not receiving responses, because this energy, the masculine energy, is keeping to himself. Here's his little fortress of no communication behind him in this stuck energy, right? So isolated and alone. But the good aspects of this card are, number one, soul searching. If you're on your own, usually there's not too many distractions that you're succumbing to. You might spend a few minutes thinking about why you're on your own and just kind of doing that soul searching or whatever, or what have you. So that's good. And then there's healing that's taking place here. This is also, there's deep wounds that are being healed. Now, the exciting part about this is there are two versions of this card in the deck. This is one of those cards. This is the second version. So, the ancient wounds, I think we've healed. These are fresher wounds coming from something a bit more fresh. It could actually be about this. The fact that Divine Feminine has retreated into her hermit energy is triggering deep wounds for this Divine Masculine, having to do with abandonment, which is another reason why he's having a hard time ending this other energy that we saw, because he doesn't want to trigger abandonment in others. So there's wounds that are being worked on. There's perseverance. There's determination here to get through it. The first song in the shuffle today was Die Waiting. I don't care what I have to do. Know that I'm going to wait on you. Like, it's determination to stay honestly on his own and hoping that Divine Feminine will stay in her own energy while he takes care of business. I can understand that. Is it justice? I don't know. All right, what will help remove it? Okay. This is a major energy. I'm getting a lot of major energy here from the from both, but headspace. The star in reverse, heart space, judgment in reverse. What will help remove it? Well, Divine Feminine energy in the star card in this deck is like, she's won. Look, she's won this prize. Oh, she's so happy. She's full of joy. And she's number one, right? She's the one. She's done this healing. She's taken some kind of an idea she's had, some kind of a unconscious desire, and she's manifested that into the reality, and we can see her. She's fully illuminated. This judgment card in reverse, this is releasing the harsh and critical judgment which is causing this fear. The Page of Cups in reverse and Judgment in reverse makes me really feel that the overwhelming, overarching theme, arching, over whichever kind of theme is one of being afraid of having to apologize for keeping Divine Feminine hidden and not being able to honor and respect her. So funny. It's so funny because I have like these stories in your own life that you are drawing from, like when you come to the readings, like you're gleaning things about people from about things. Oh my God, I can't talk today. Gleaning things about people from your real life. Blah. And what I notice is, first of all, that I think my fever is coming back. Excellent. I really don't want to be sick. Don't like it. Okay. What I notice is that there'll be this specific iteration that I associate these readings with. But then I can see these reflections in every single person in my life, in our interactions. So whether it's romantic or platonic, it doesn't really matter. There are still these overlapping, and I could see how much it is my own energy. Like this being afraid to apologize or having to apologize or being ashamed or whatever, this happened on a very small scale this week with like a different energy. It's just interesting. Total aside. But just keep in mind that like when you come here with this one person on your mind, it really isn't about one person. It really is about your own energy. This is your obstacle. not your person's obstacle. Your person may have an obstacle that will resemble yours if they are a true reflection of you, but it's your obstacle. All right. So, releasing harsh criticism of the self, fear of apologizing for having done this dirty work of requiring somebody to stay a secret because of your own selfish needs. That's something that is very frightening for this masculine energy to have to apologize for. And for the divine feminine, it can be having done shady things herself, right? And having to apologize for keeping herself hidden or keeping secrets herself. You are one, so you have to find your reflection there. But what would help him remove this fear of this obstacle? No, remove this obstacle, which is this fear, is to not judge himself for the choices that he's made, to understand that he did the best he could do, that in order to protect this one, he felt he could not reveal this one, and to not be so ashamed of himself for having done that would be very helpful in order to relieve some of that fear so that he can come forward. Who or what should I release from my past to move on? We have the Seven of Pentacles upright, and we're getting the Page of Wands in the heart space. So there could be just a nurturer somewhere in his past. It could be a maternal energy. I feel there's like a darker side to this individual, but I feel like they have had a role of a nurturer. And in this case, the tending that was going on was tending to these pentacles, right? There's all these flowers here, which I would think would be more like a spiritual thing, and she's focused here on these pentacles. So some energy that was maybe too involved. I'm seeing some energy that's like was controlling or very involved with this material aspect. The other aspect of this card, if it isn't about an individual that's being released, is just this general waiting to see something happen. There's positive energy in the Seven of Pentacles, but if we're looking at it in a placement about release, then it can be that waiting to see. Oh, the best example I have is in Harry Potter, the third book. There's a time, they play with time in that book. And there's a scene where Harry can cast a spell that he's never cast before. And the only reason he can cast it is because he saw himself cast it. Yeah, it's a mind fuck. And it's kind of like that. It's like I'm picturing the masculine energy as Harry on one side of the lake with the Dementors swarming, about to perform the Dementor's kiss and like remove his soul from his body and give him a fate worse than death. And he's laying there hoping that somebody will come and save him and waiting. And he looks to the other shore and he sees his savior. And then he's saved. So, but then when that moment actually happens, he's present in that in another timeline, he realizes that he has to, no one else is going to come. Like he's the one that has to go and do the spell. And the only reason that he will survive is because he knows already that he can do it. So divine masculine is like stuck on the side of the lake waiting to see himself do it. And he has to release that energy. He's got to know, like, he doesn't have to see it for it to happen. Like, he's the one, he's the harvest. He himself is the harvest. And I think he keeps waiting to see something else, like some miraculous thing that's going to help him do what he needs to do, because the heart space is the Page of Wands in reverse, which is, this is a card about inspiration, new ideas. It can also be about burgeoning sexual energy too, and immature, inefficient, ineffective. So this process he's been in, where he's been waiting for whatever it is he thinks is going to give him the security that's going to make this feeling go away of being inadequate. He's got to remove the feeling of inadequacy. He's got to save himself with his own Patronus. Sorry if I spoiled the third book for you. If you haven't read it, I don't know why you're here, actually. Why are you here? Go right now to the library or to your phone or whatever you prefer to read on and get this book and read it, and then come back and watch this, because you need to take care of that. That's something that must be done now. Okay. So now, what can I learn from this current pause? The Six of Cups, which is so lovely. I love this card in this deck. And the Star. Now, remember, with the Tattoo Tarot, there are 6 earlier iterations of the card. I already mentioned today that when we saw the Nine of Wands, that was the second iteration of the Nine of Wands. Here is the first iteration of the Star. And you know what? We already saw the Star. Here she was in the headspace. This was what would help him remove the obstacle, right? Releasing his shame about not revealing the star. So what can he learn from this current pause? This bliss is achievable through reunion. He can reflect upon the past. This is the first iteration of the card. So this is this past energy. Now, it's divine feminine energy. So for me, this is the one, right? She's the one. This is the original. They've had past lives together, the soulmate energy, twin flame, if you're going to do twin flame, or divine counterpart, which I'm hedging towards now in the way that I feel about my situation. But the divine counterpart, his divine counterpart, she's fully revealed. She's integrated. The healing that she has done is fully processed and part of him. He's found a way to reflect upon the past and to be able to see the good and the bad, and feel grateful for all of it and appreciate all that has happened. And this is reunion. This is reuniting with his feminine energy inside of self. So that's what he can learn from this current pause, to reveal the one that he has kept hidden and to reunite with that energy. And then we are getting, what can I look forward to once the obstacle is removed? Oh my Lanta. We have the King of Wands, taking action, getting shit done, and the Nine of Pentacles. And this Nine of Pentacles is like the reward, right? And it's divine feminine. And look at this. This is a falcon. The falcon is in the Nine of Pentacles, which was something I didn't hone in on until very recently. But the idea of the falcon is it's a wild bird of prey. And you send it off and it comes back to you. And so this divine masculine learns by releasing his fears of inadequacy and fears that of what he did that was so bad. Listen, we all do shit, man. We all do bad shit. But this love is unconditional. And if it's not, then it's not true. True love is unconditional. It really is. It doesn't mean you you continue to allow yourself to be abused, because true love includes healthy boundaries. But if somebody transforms, it's like the prodigal son in the Bible. You know, the one that comes back, like there's more joy and bliss in that than in the one that stayed the whole time, which is kind of a bummer for a person who's like good their whole life. It's like, what? I could have gone and fucked up and then come back and you would have been happier. But it's because to lose something and have it returned to you, it does increase its value. And the prodigal son is always forgiven and welcomed back. That's just unconditional love. All right. But why do I have a fever though? Like, why? I just can't with this illness. Okay. Let's help Divine Feminine now. Top of the deck for Divine Feminine, very interesting. It's interesting to have seen the Page of Cups and that general energy over there for masculine, and then get over to Divine Feminine and see the Page of Cups in reverse, which I didn't even realize. Or is this Knight? This might be Knight in this deck. Yes, it is. Okay. I was going to say, I can't, no. But, excuse me, in the heart space, we have the King of Cups, the Muse of Emotions from the Muse Tarot. And keep this in your mind here because we're going to see this again. But let's think a little bit about this. So this is the general energy surrounding the obstacle. Knight of Cups in reverse is usually about not being able to receive love, honestly. Having a hard time receiving, because if your cup is spilling out and you're giving too much, then how are you receiving? Because we're getting the Muse Tarot, we're also not able to tell whether this card is upright or in its reversal. And I think there's a reason for that. Like, I think that this is a shifting energy for Divine Feminine of control, emotional control, and lack of emotional control. For her, I feel like her obstacle is she's trying to also, just pretty similarly, she's trying to be more emotionally mature and have more emotional mastery. She's also wanting to release, I think, immature energy, masculine energy, and experience mature masculine energy, which she's in luck because that's exactly what Divine Masculine is working on. So that's the general feeling. It's like her own mastery needs to be accomplished so that she can see it returned. Her obstacle in the headspace is the hanged. Oh, I'm using the field tarot in the headspace today. Is the hanged man in reverse. And in the heart space is the 8 of Wands in reverse, which we also keep seeing. And then look at that. Remember, I told you to keep that in mind. This is flowing, right? It's flowing here. It's flowing with the emotions. She can just float right upon it on this throne. She's like in full command here. She's A-okay with this motion, movement. It's even if it's a little bit tumultuous, right? Because we've got like this energy of the sea here. She's not resisting it. That's what her emotional maturity gives her. She needs it because her obstacle right now is that there's motion and she's resisting it by trying to manipulate it herself. Which is exactly Divine Masculine's obstacle. Both of them right now are resisting the flow. They are resisting surrendering to the emotions, to the feelings, to the flow. They feel afraid of being overwhelmed by it and not being able to express properly how they actually feel. So they are literally experiencing the same obstacle today in different ways with different intensities. For Divine Feminine, the pause, the Hanged Man energy, the pause, she cannot stand it. And she's trying to push against it with this Eight of Wands energy instead of just surrendering to it. Alrighty, let's help her out. Where did this block originate, Divine Feminine? I want to scream, but I'm trying not to fuck my voice up so I can actually go to the studio next week. What the fuck? It originated with Divine Masculine's block. I shit you not. Divine Masculine's block is the Page of Cups in reverse and the Magician in reverse, which is being emotionally manipulative because of his insecurities and because he is afraid of apologizing and he feels powerless to these fucking feelings, okay? Where did Divine Feminine's same block that she has as Divine Masculine originate? It fucking originated in the same fucking place. Except the cards are in the opposite space. So, for instance, the Magician in reverse is the heart space for masculine / head space for feminine. And the Page of Cups, upright for feminine, is in reverse in the head space, but heart space. What the hell? So can you see how they are triggering each other? When literally this is the trigger for Divine Feminine. Where did the block originate? It originated from Divine Masculine energy being really emotionally immature and emotionally manipulative. And his block originated from him not being able to get out of another situation that he was in and being stuck in it. And instead of being emotionally mature and waiting to approach the one until his wounds were healed and being patient, he rushed it because he was afraid that he would have to die waiting for Divine Feminine to get out of another situation that she probably would have gone in if he had said to her, hey, it's probably going to be 10 to 15 years before I'll be able to see you. Please don't see anyone else in that amount of time. I, however, will probably be having a lot of third-party energy things going on because I'm a man and I have needs. But I mean, you can wait for me, right? Yeah, that's where Divine Feminine's block originates right now. She's having a hard time surrendering to this true love, to this happiness that keeps coming up, because her fears are this person over and over and over and over and over and over has approached me with this true love business as a means of puppeteering. Yikes. How is this block currently manifesting in the 3D? Wow. There's the Divine Feminine and Two of Swords energy. And there is the Judgment card that we already saw, which would help Divine Masculine in reverse. So, this failure to surrender is manifesting as Divine Feminine not wanting to make a choice or a decision. And also there's like an unawakened aspect to it too. She's like, in this card, usually you're blind, you have a blindfold on. It can be about going within, but we don't see the blindfold. We don't even see we don't see her from the front in this image. And so it's like she's standing there in her emotion. She's half in her emotion and half in the air energy in the head space. The heart space is pulling in one direction. The head space is pulling in another direction. The heart space is pulling her into this emotional mastery, right? The head space is pulling her away from this divine masculine perspective. So she's at the standstill and she can't move. She can't go forward and she can't go backward. And she's judging herself very harshly for this inability to make a choice. She's like, why can't you just choose yourself? Just choose yourself. And if you choose yourself, then you wouldn't be fucking standing there like that. You would go get this energy. You would be this. You would do this. And instead of just standing here. But she really doesn't want to have to make a choice between her head and her heart. She wants it to just work out through, divine intervention. What will help remove it? The Three of Swords in reverse and the Five of Voices or Five of Swords in reverse. I am looking at this card right now as mental chatter because it's called the Five of Voices. It is the Five of Swords, which is a card about just giving up and defeat, just walking away, walking away because you just can't fight anymore because you're so tired of fighting. And this Three of Swords for me, for Divine Feminine, represents first of all, Three of Swords in reverse. We're finally seeing the swords are able to be pulled out and they fall out actually on their own. And the healing then can take place because the block that was there is gone. And in this case, I think that it's mental chatter. So the feeling that you're fighting against this third party energy, it's like you need to give that up. You need to give that up. And understand that the third party energy that you're fighting against is your own energy that comes from the fact that you keep thinking about what has happened in the past, both in a good way and in a bad way, which is why you're in a standstill between head and heart. You're reflecting on the past and the future, but you're not present in this current moment. So you have to work on being present now in this moment, which is the only moment that matters. All right, who or what should I release from my past to move on? Oh my God. All right, we're getting the Page of Swords in reverse, which we kept getting the Page of Swords a lot lately. Page of Swords in reverse, and the Wheel upright, the Wheel of Fortune. So this card from the Field Tarot says curiosity. In traditional Page of Swords, we have an individual with one foot forward, like the body language is forward, but looking back into the past. And we're lacking that imagery here. Instead, in this image, Divine Feminine is focused entirely on the ground at her feet. Her eyes are closed, actually. And she's sitting, not standing. And to me, it's like Divine Feminine is incredibly clever and curious about her destiny, about her fate. And I think she's doing too much, trying to figure things out for herself using divination, maybe watching readings like these type of readings. Although these type of readings are about helping you actually unblock. They're not just about getting together with someone. But maybe watching a lot of readings like about the divine masculine, what he's thinking, what he's feeling, etc. because she's so curious and wants to be able to figure this out with her brain. She wants to be able to try to see this destiny. But it's that constant fixation on it. What do you get? I mean, I don't even have to tell you, I'm sure. What do you get when you listen to 4 or 5 hours of readings in a day? You get, oh, there's a karmic partner and he's got to release the karmic partner, and oh, he's walking away from it and it's ending, and and he wants, oh, and he loves you and he wants to come towards you, but he's rebuilding and he's releasing and he's afraid and he doesn't know how to express, and he's this and he's that, and like this, and the third party, and the karmic dose, the karmic tells you, oh, she's like, oh, I'm trying to keep my man, like, I don't have to tell you because I, go through them myself, what those readings say. This constantly trying to figure out her fate is truly harming her. This feeling that she doesn't know her fate or she doesn't have clarity over it, she's got to release this. It's fear that it's not going to turn out the way she wants it, which means she's still trying to control it. Stop doing that, Divine Feminine. Stop doing that. Okay. What can I learn from this current pause? No! 10 of Swords in reverse, which we already saw for the Divine Masculine being stuck over here. And the freaking 10 of Cups. So what can we learn? Also, we didn't even mention, but the wheel, this is like completion. There's a 10 there as well. So what we can expect from this current pause is to become unstuck and understand and receive clarity about our true spiritual fulfillment. Unblock what is keeping us from truly enjoying what it is that we would like to enjoy here on the planet Earth, which I'm gonna say is like some basic stuff, right? Communication, emotional mastery, love, companionship, right? Basic necessities. Finally, unblocked. That is what you can learn from this current pause. Okay, that seems good. I guess we should get more comfortable in the Hanged Man energy and surrender and learn how to become unstuck. Stop controlling with our minds. Look at all these swords. This is every single one. Here's what you want. Here's the thing that you desire the most. Okay? Right here. And here's this first thought. Well, I don't know anyone who's ever had anything like that. Boom. Stuck. No one in my family has ever successfully done that. Boom. Stuck. My body isn't good enough for that to happen. Stuck. I don't have enough money in the world for that to be real. Stuck. Do you see how this works? Every single fucking limiting belief that you have pinning you down. So what you're learning from this current pause, while you have to stop looking at your fate and trying to figure it out, is just how to release every single one of those things that blocks you from this completion. Because none of these are real. Those are all illusions created by your mind to keep you stuck so that your ego doesn't have to contend with the potential of loss, abandonment, whatever. Insert fear here. Insert fear here. What can I look forward to once this obstacle is removed? I'm confused. Well, okay. We're getting the Lovers in reverse. And we're getting the Five of Wands, which is normally a card about being blocked or stuck. So removing this obstacle, I guess, It's like another obstacle. That's what you have to look forward to. Once you remove this block, you'll have another block. I think it's about mirroring. I think what this is about is because we have to look at it, this is something for us to look forward to. What in these two cards would we look forward to? I guess finally having a full comprehension that when you're stuck or blocked, when there's an obstacle, it is because you are mirroring one another. And so it's that full mastery of knowing that you don't need to have this physical manifestation of something in order to have fulfillment. Because the fulfillment comes from this knowledge that you have a reflection. This is such a beautiful lover's card. I love this so much. It's also like you're entangled. So I think what it is you're going to be shedding the reflections of the parts of yourself that have kept you entangled or in codependent energy, where you can't stand on your own or move on your own. Some aspects of that. So that's what you have to look forward to, like the lesson that you have to look forward to is releasing this, any of those negative codependent patterns that come from just those mirrored and reflective wounds. And it can be releasing, I guess, also wounds associated, because right above it is that Three of Swords in reverse. So wounds associated with that third party energy. All right, let's get the oracles out and see how we can help remove these obstacles, prepare for our release and rebuild spread that will take place on Friday. Thanks for joining me today on Wednesday for Obstacles Removed. All right, let's see. Divine Masculine, not a bad way to start your oracles. You're in the light attributes of God right now, which we also got this Sun card, which is Divine Masculine energy. So your Divine Masculine energy is pretty filled with light right now, which is great. This is benevolence and compassion, recognizing the eternal force within yourself and others. And you're no longer in your shadow attributes of despotism and cruelty and using power to control people, which you have issues with. So your Emperor energy is you're in the light of it, and you are recognizing your own power that you have, and you're being benevolent and compassionate with those around you. Here's your blessings of abundance. We keep getting this card. It's coming to you today. To be in God energy and have these blessings of abundance, I feel like you are doing quite well. And I think that that's your confusion with this spread today, which is like, this is where I'm at. Like I have everything that I could possibly desire, and yet I'm acting like with this, you know, like that's sweet, but it's not getting you what you want, right? Saint Anthony of Padua is here with an emphasis on you found it. This feeling that you have to wait and see it. You found it already. I feel a cough coming on. So sorry. You've already found what it is that you've been looking for. And that constant seeking, like that's part of who you are. That feeling that you're constantly seeking. But you found the one. So go and claim it. I find a deeper meaning and personal growth amid the discomfort. That's good, because you're usually in your discomfort quite a lot. So you have to remember that in that uncomfortable Page of Cups energy where you're not quite sure how to speak to these emotions, communicate them verbally. I feel so much resistance there. The feeling that I have to cough, the way that it's been more difficult for me to communicate today, especially when I did your side of the reading, there's this like hesitancy, this feeling of trying to think of all the words, like think of the words, think of the words. I have a deep sense that the fear of this discomfort, first of all, it's just it's because it's been such a fantasy space, right? None of those feelings I think are even going to be present. I feel like there's just going to be this feeling of like, oh, that's you, and a lot of silence, and not a lot of not a lot of words need to be said. There's some very profound ones that need to be said. I'm sorry. I love you. Let's see how this goes. And then all the other ones are kind of irrelevant. So just get to the heart of it. Just get to the heart of what it is you want to express. And just know that the discomfort, it's just going to expand you into the best version of yourself. Trust. Trust in God, right? That's your light energy right now. And look, you're getting this again. Confidence is your key to success. Oh, it's so interesting. I didn't shuffle the animal oracle. I'll have to do that. So trust and confidence, and then trust that in the great gathering, it's all coming together. Intuitive hits, your soul tribe. Divine feminine is part of your tribe. You speak an ancient language. There's not as many human words that need to be said as you think. I think that's very clear. And all those pieces and parts are coming together without you efforting all over the place. You're getting mouse spirit, tend to the small things, and you're getting the protection message. So let's look and see what this has to say. This is from the Colette Baron Reed Spirit Animal Oracle. Are you too caught up in details, micromanaging others and stressing out because you want everything to be perfect? Are you procrastinating because you want every detail to be just right and losing track of time and your priorities? Mouse Spirit wants you to listen to your intuition that tells you that the detail you fear you are overlooking will only appear when you stop obsessing. Mouse Spirit will lead you to the nuances you need to notice and will diligently work to support you if you take a breath and trust that guidance will be provided. Small gestures carry great power right now. And maybe you need to take action toward discovering what is going on that you may not be seeing, or toward mending a relationship or a situation. Ask a question, do a little research, and listen for Mouse Spirit's quiet little squeak telling you, look here and attend to this detail. All right, Divine Feminine, how about you, my beauty? Oh. In the light attributes of the femme fatale, this is highlights the erotic energy of the feminine and opens your heart when your dependency is rejected. This is so interesting because for some reason there was a little uptick in masculine interest in me this week in my DMs. Nothing panned out of any of it except that I was definitely clearly in my light attributes. And my heart was open, even though the scenarios in both cases were not anything that I would really want. My heart remained open. And so when you're in that energy, it's like you have the power of attraction, but you're not like taking any sort of I guess you're not settling is the kind of feeling I'm getting. You're like accepting that you're magnetic and you understand that you're going to attract a lot of scenarios, and it's not necessarily going to be about who you are as a person, because there's a certain amount of like you're just exuding this energy and you're going to be maybe objectified in some ways, and it's like keeping your heart open even though those things do happen. Some message about that. Your guardian angel is here to help you look deeper. Divine feminine, that's your biggest thing. You need to look deeper. There's a fear here. You're doing this surface level trying to find out your destiny, but what you're really trying to find out is just if you're going to get what you want. Instead of actually looking deeply at these messages and understanding the lessons that are coming from this wheel that you're on, from these changes that you need to make. You need to look deeper than you're looking. Right now, you're just, maybe you come to the readings and you're just trying to find out what Divine Masculine is going to do. And you need to look deeper at that and understand that this is you. And you aren't moving because of you. And you have to change that and get moving and not be afraid that you're too emotionally immature or you're too whatever, that you can't do it. Look deeper. My happiness is a direct reflection of my level of faith in the universe. That is so true. When I feel like the universe is taking care of business, I feel amazing. When I feel that the universe is cheating me from what I deserve, I feel like shit. So this is a pretty easy thing to say. Like, do I feel better if I trust the universe? Or do I feel better if I don't trust the universe? Well, I think I feel better if I trust the universe. It's hard to trust the universe when the stuff that is happening doesn't look like you want it to. Until you remember that you have asked for what you wanted, the essence of what you wanted. And if you were very clear about the essence of it, which maybe you weren't clear, maybe you didn't go deep enough into what you wanted, maybe you only asked for a surface level manifestation. But if you were very clear about what you wanted, then you will understand that if this was rejected or if this didn't work out, it's because the divine is quickly taking things away from you that would take you away from where you want to go. If you can trust that, you will feel happiness and contentment. So, however you feel right now, that's a check on how much faith you have. Love. Divine Feminine is coming from a place of unconditional love, but having to learn the path of unconditional love without loss of self. There's unconditional love of self, which then ripples out to others. If you are unconditionally loving yourself, you are not putting yourself in situations where you are continually being manipulated, right? If that keeps happening, that means that you are unconditionally loving someone else, but not unconditionally loving yourself. You have to be able to protect yourself from being treated that way. You can protect yourself with healthy boundaries and still have love and understanding and compassion for somebody's behavior, right? It's like, let's take a murderer, okay? This person has murdered somebody and shows all signs that they were likely to do it again if put into a scenario where the potentially is available to them. As a empathic person, I cannot take that murderer and strip away all of his humanity and just look at the evil thing inside of him and say, I judge him evil and he shall be put to death or whatever. The way that I view humanity is that he is a complex person and there is no possible way for me to take that murderer and eliminate my compassion for how he became this person. But if I don't put that person in a place where he can't get to others because I am unconditionally loving of him and I want him to have his freedom, now my life and other people's lives are at jeopardy because I didn't unconditionally love myself first by putting up a healthy boundary between me and the serial killer. You can have unconditional love for a serial killer. You can. You should. Everybody should. You should have absolute unconditional love, understanding, empathy for every being. Every single one of them. Good luck. That's your job. But first, you must have that for yourself. So you have to build all those healthy boundaries around yourself to protect yourself from unhealed energy until such time that they are recovered. Some recover, right? There are people that have circumstances that cause them to make choices that they would never have made if their circumstances were different. And once their circumstances change and they're given a foundation and they're given the ability to love themselves and learn all these skills, they heal, they change, they don't offend anymore. Okay? That's possible. But there are some that are beyond that, admittedly, that even I am not sure if there's humanity left in there. I try to find it, right? You have to use that. How do you feel? How is someone making you feel? Yesterday I felt a way that I wouldn't want anyone to feel. And so I thought, I can't be here experiencing that over and over because I'm concerned about someone else and how they'll feel if I say, no, I can't do that. Take care of yourself first. This is a time for healing. This is emphasized, and it was in reverse. And I'm called about to look at the reversals here. And you have your part of healing, part of this process of this wheel, this completion, is having to look with clarity on what has happened to you and really deal with it and handle it and figure it out and heal it. And there's a resistance there. This current pause is for you to learn to heal, right? All those swords coming out. We got Lemuria yesterday. We got the Pleiades today. Don't forget, there is a double mission here. The double mission is channeling and uplifting humanity. I always say with this card, is there anything on this card about coming into union with your twin flame? You want to check it? I think it's backwards writing, but there's not. Nothing on the back. Nothing on the front. It just says channeling and uplifting humanity. So when you come here to the readings, that's got to be your mission. How can I channel energy from the divine and use that energy to uplift humanity better? How can I remove these obstacles so that I can do that? What is a direct consequence of being in alignment with your mission? Receiving things that are the essence of what you want. Be fearless and bold, divine feminine. And I always think of Emily whenever I see Badger Spirit. All right, let's see. Badger Spirit rejoices at your persistence and commitment to what is true for you. Whatever you seek, your tenacity and faith in your partnership with Spirit is paying off, and the results will soon coalesce into form in your world. The gift of Badger Spirit is the surety that taking a risk now and being courageous, fearless, and bold will yield wondrous results. This is a time to harness your will and apply it consistently to the pursuit of your dreams. Know that no matter the temporary outer conditions, you will manifest your desires in divine timing and in the form that Spirit deems best for you. Badger Spirit says you have what it takes to get what you want, so assert yourself, be fearless, and be bold, shining your light as your purpose calls you into the world. New relationships are also given a green light now. Don't be afraid to make the first move. Badger Spirit loves your brave and mighty heart. Go get them, Tiger. All right, let's look at the cards in union for the couple. You are both in the light attributes of the damsel, which is understanding the nature of healthy romance and inspiring you to rely on yourself. You are no longer waiting for a knight to provide for you or seduced by romantic illusion. So your fears that you're seduced by romantic illusion, you can let those go. You're being told right now by Spirit that you actually have a healthy understanding of romance that inspires you to rely on yourself. And now that you have been able to cultivate that, it's not like you're going to do that perfectly. I am dealing with people in this collective that are extraordinary perfectionists, like to an annoying degree, and I'm one of them. And you think that you have to do everything perfectly or you should be shot. Like, I just can't even explain to you the amount of pressure that you have put upon yourselves, which indicate to me that there's someone somewhere, a nurturer somewhere in the mix, divine masculine's nurturer over here, that was like too overbearing, demanding, like nitpicking, whatever, to the point where you literally won't even get into a relationship for the fear that you might need to like cross something out and rewrite it, like that you might need to erase it and start again. Like, okay, so let's say that happens. Okay, is this literally the worst case scenario for you? Early on in this process, like way back in the summer last year or the fall, I don't remember, sometime between like August and November, I had this moment where I started to believe in the potential of reuniting with my person. And I was excited. I remember I was looking out the window. It must have been in the summer because it was when my couch was here and I could look out the window this way. I was like looking out the window. I was all excited. I was like, oh my God. Oh. And then I had this flash where I was like, oh, someday, oh, it's 8:55 right now when I looked at the clock. Someday you're going to die. So when that happens, I'll never be able to see you again. So even if we come together now, you're going to die. I could die first, but at some point, we'll be dead. And I freaked out. I freaked out. I cried hysterically. I was like, I don't want to lose you like that. Imagine never starting something because you were worried about death. That will happen inevitably. And it's like, I had to come to the place where I realized how much my losing people in my life, grief, and had turned into abandonment for me. So, excuse me. Right now, you have felt like you have to do this perfectly because the worst thing that could happen is you could fuck it up and go into separation. Okay, that's gonna happen at some point in time. One or both of you is going to pass out of each other's lives. It could happen instantly that you both go at the same time, I guess, but it's more likely that one of you will have to see the other go. And you can either do that with peacefulness about it, which means you're not attached to the manifestation because you always have what's inherent in that bond within you, whether it's physical or not. It's up to you. Your guardian angel is here. There's an emphasis on move. Make a move. We got bold. Be fearless and bold. Make a move. Start moving your body. If you haven't been moving your body, start moving your body. Dance with life. Flow with the energy. Don't resist. Don't resist the energy or push it or pull it, but flow with it. I create mindful moments throughout the day, reminding myself that I am love and miracles are natural. I think that this is a call for you to do this with one another. You're afraid of what has happened in the past. So rather than communicate, there's no communication at all of any kind, whether direct or indirect. And if there is communication, it's limited, isolating, and you need to create mindful moments throughout the day, reminding yourselves that you are love and that miracles are natural. You have to get back in there and start really making each other feel that faith and trust. And you just have to be very mindful about what you are putting out there, what messages you're sending. You need to be as direct as you possibly can be, as clear as you possibly can be, and continue to buck up each other's courage about how much love there is there and the ability to overcome any obstacle. Forgiveness. You need to forgive each other right now. Just whatever it is. Forgive yourself for allowing it if it was something you received. Forgive yourself for doling it if it was something you gave out. And then forgive your person for exactly the same thing. A new start is coming. It is coming. It requires these messages, right? Movement, mindful moments throughout the day, reminding self that I am love and miracles are natural. And forgiveness. Your vibration is rising. You are the oracle. And then look who came out again today. Spider spirit. Make your dreams real. But it's the upright message today. It's the oracle message today. So let's take a look because it's different from the message we got last time. This time it says, weaving your dreams into the fabric of life begins with a single thread of intention, and then spirit joins you as your co-weaving partner. Take but a single step to make your dream a reality, and spirit will take 10 towards you, for the universe is designed to support your dream weaving. That always reminds me that there's that concept of take a single step towards God and God takes 10 steps towards you. That comes from Islam. Spider spirit arrives when you need reminding of the awesome power of co-creation with spirit. Ideas and resources will begin to appear as if by magic as you begin to bring your dreams from the realm of intention into the world of the senses where they take form. The action you need to take is to be clear. What did I say? To be clear about your intentions and then act as if you have become the one that lives the life that you desire. The web of creation has an uncanny way of coming together to weave the beautiful pattern you set in motion. Another message of Spider Spirit is about any creative project you may be considering: writing, painting, music, journaling, gardening, etc. Now is the time when inspiration wants to be channeled through you as something creative, even artistic and tangible. Creative projects are successful now, if you are so inclined. Let yourself be open to abundance. Alrighty, let's get our final messages for today. These are the things that we can do today that will help us come into alignment, whether it be to remove this obstacle or just in a general balancing sort of way, balancing our energy out. Please like, subscribe, share, click all the things. In the description box below, you can go to my website, pearlsprayers.com. There is a place where there's booking opportunities for private readings, etc., and information on my upcoming single. If you're in Los Angeles, save the date for July 30th. That's when the release party is going to be. It's going to be fun. I got to plan it today. I love that for me. So much to do today. It's insanity. There's a couple of exciting things that are coming. I am going to be doing another playlist challenge. Stay tuned for the details of that on my Instagram account, but you can win a free reading. And I'm also going to be giving the opportunity that you can choose between a free reading or I will cover a song of your choice and do a fully produced version for you, whether that be for a gift for somebody, like a wedding song, whatever you want to use it for. But I'm going to give that away to 4 winners over the next few weeks before the track is released. There's going to be 2 drawings. One next Friday, I believe, and the other one is going to be on 30th, the actual day of the release. Okay. Oh, I didn't do that right. Let me try that again. I need to do 2 more cards for each side. Oh, my Lanta. My son's going to be here on Saturday, and I'm trying to get my apartment ready, and it is just... So it's like shrinking to this side of the room here. Now I'm not centered. I hate that, but that's how it is. Because I have to use the other half of the room for a bedroom for myself. So such is life. Okay, let's see. Now I can tell you things. All right, Divine Masculine. What, sir, should you do today to help you come into alignment? We're getting the Chaser in reverse, and it says Chaser in a codependent relationship, fear of abandonment issue. And then we're getting Addiction in reverse, which is codependent, obsession, possession, controlling, has a block or a restraint. We're getting the Knight of Wands, and we're getting the 9 of Swords. What a mess! What do you need to do today? Well, damn. It looks like you might need to release a chaser in a codependent relationship who has a fear of abandonment issues. Somebody who's been addicted to you, obsessed, possessive, controlling. And if what do we know about reflective energy? If we've been experiencing this from someone, then we have probably been engaging in these shadow traits towards another. So my feeling is that you have a past energy that is obsessive, codependent, has fear of abandonment issues, etc., coming from your own inner fear of abandonment issues. And so you are being told to release that energy. And you keep trying to release this energy physically outside of yourself. And this is what this 9 of Swords and this Knight of Wands is about. Like, you keep trying to use your head space to figure out how to release this person. But the truth is, you don't even have to do anything to try to release this person. You don't have to make a plan. You don't have to worry about it. You don't have to think up all these strategies, because what's really going to release this individual is if you release this energy in yourself. So you have been acting obsessive, possessive, controlling, addictive, and codependent towards the divine feminine energy. You have been doing that. We saw the manipulation here. That's what this is. And you're not going to like the way to get rid of this energy. It's Knight of Wands. And it's not the shadow Knight of Wands. It's not the Knight of Wands that's doing inconsistent, philandering type of energy, ineffective, inefficient. It's the light of the Knight of Wands, which is you need to go sweep divine feminine off of her feet. You need to take the light and the fire that is within this card and the bravery to go and defeat that dragon, even if you don't have a sword, kind of a thing. You need to shine the light on these worries and fears and bravely sweep divine feminine off her feet and stop engaging in this energy, because it's also causing your divine feminine to reflect back to you that distorted feminine trait. When you are in this distorted chaser energy, then divine feminine also reflects that back to you. And it's on you to end this behavior. Cool. Good luck. Okay, divine feminine. Here's what you need to deal with today. The fever that you have. You got so many 10s. Holy shit. Divine Feminine, you are getting mirroring each other, self-image, relationships reflect our wounds, and introspection. Hey, look, didn't you have that to look forward to? Learning that lesson? Okay, cool. So mirror, and then you're getting coffee cup in reverse, meeting and conversing, savoring the moment, feeling uplifted, and friendship. The 10 of Swords. So we got the 9 of Swords over here for Divine Masculine. Now we're getting the 10 of Swords for you and the 10 of Pentacles. So I think you need to do what Divine Masculine is doing. You need to release, you need to mirror masculine energy. You need to release your fear of abandonment, your anxieties, your blockage, the thing that's blocking you. So you need to remove your obstacles. Sorry, excuse me. And then this meeting and conversing, savoring the moment, feeling uplifted, and friendship. This to me is your fears of this not happening. You need to release those fears and you need to focus instead on this material manifestation, its potential. Because you right now you're mirroring back Divine Masculine's fears and anxieties, and that's what's keeping you blocked. Want a tamale? They're hot and ready out there. Can you hear the guy that's doing that? Okay. Bottom of the deck, we're getting heart with a key, welcoming love, meeting the one, open your heart, getting together, and perfect. And we are getting the 7 of Cups. So I feel like there is like the shadow here, the thing that you need to deal with is this feeling of confusion that you have around how to welcome love, how to open your heart. It's like, you're like, I don't know how to do that. You just have to it's 9/11. 1:22:44 on the timer. Jesus Christ. You just have to choose to do this. You don't have to know how. That's not your job. You just have to choose it. Make a choice to open your heart to this love that you both want to have, despite your fears. All right, that's all I got for you. I need to go cough profusely. Thank you so much for joining me here today. I shall be here again on Friday with the release and rebuild spread, and again on Sunday with Grace Strega over on Instagram Live, where we will then answer questions for you after we do a check-in on masculine and feminine. So if you want to have cards pulled for you for free on Sunday, you are welcome to join us over on Instagram. We did it from her profile last week. We might do that again this week. And so in that case, if you want to watch the replays, they will appear on Grace Strega's account. Thank you so much, and I shall see you on Friday. Take care.